All right, we are here with Thermite and his Type 2 U-Boat. So, you want to take us on a little tour and talk a little bit about it?
Sure. So, when I actually gave you the link and ticket for this thing in the spotlight there, I said I had built this recently. I should have said I finished it recently. So this has been an ongoing build since before the pressure update. I got it to kind of work before the pressure update came out, and then that kind of happened.
Yeah.
So after a little hiatus there, I needed some social life anyway.
Nah.
So I took some touch grass, man, touch grass.
Yeah.
Anyways, I took a little hiatus, figured out how to get all the pressure stuff to work. I finally figured out what was wrong with my engine microcontrollers, and I got it working again. So, since then, I've been working on all the little subsystems. Since then, let's see, when did the pressure update come out again?
I think it was
22.
I think it was maybe a year and a half. I think it was maybe a year and a half.
Was it 2024? Man, I don't even remember anymore.
I don't remember. It was. I think it was a year and a half-ish.
But yeah, this has been about 2 years in the making. So, starting up here at the bow, you can just see its beautiful shape here.
Yeah, nice detailing on the floor
cannon,
as well.
That was plenty of copy and paste. That was fun. Little auto cannon. It works. It can shoot.
Yeah.
There is extra ammunition in the conning tower, which is a pain to get to, actually, because there wasn't room for ladders on the sides or anything. So.
Oh, but I slide right over.
And this railing is this railing's kind of interesting. So, anyways, if you do want to like get in phono mode or something like that, just take a little look-see at the side of the conning tower. The emblem on the left is the first flotilla of the German Kriegsmarine back in the World War II days, back when this boat would have been operating. You can see the U-1 designation there. It's meant to be a Type 2A, so one of the earliest Type 2s out there. It's a little bit shorter than some of the other types. Variants. Just general information about it. It's got 3 torpedo tubes, diesel propulsion on the surface, electric underneath, just like real life, and just stem to stern. It's 1-to-1 scale. On the outside, on the inside, I fudged that majorly because I wanted to.
Yeah.
So. Anyways, the main hatch to enter is right on the front of the conning tower there. And I'll figure out why I'm lagging here and join down with you. Here we go. So, no automatic lights, no automatic really anything, because World War II.
Yeah.
So, light switch is right here, and I have daytime lights, but I also have nighttime.
Oh, nice.
So, and I made it to where there's, separate light bulbs for each of that, because in submarines back in those days, they didn't have LEDs.
Yeah.
So, can't imagine why. So, I'll just open all these doors just to start off here. And
there we go.
That way, there's a nice clear pathway through, and I'm not having to open a bunch of hatches. Yeah, have fun with that.
Yeah.
Let's start up here in the torpedo room.
There we go.
So you have the 3 torpedo tubes. You can actually open all of these hatches right now.
Okay, good. I was worried I was going to sink us.
No, you're fine. So if you were to hit any of those buttons right there, that would sink us.
Oh, no.
So don't hit the buttons yet.
Until we close them.
So the torpedoes, I may show how big those are.
Yeah.
But they're actually really small for torpedoes. I was very proud of myself for fitting a medium warhead and heading hold on those things. Anyways, the outer doors, that's a function we can handle in the control room as well. But, for RP reasons, you can have multiple or minimal crewing for this thing. Crew compartment here. Seats. I mean, beds on each side, so 8 crew.
Bunch of equipment.
Again, not realistic, which you ran into this on one of your previous spotlights where they just didn't use real beds.
Yeah.
I did, so there's just going to be less crew.
Yeah.
So, equipment, clothing, fun stuff. Here you have a little ever so tiny latrine that you can't get to because the toilet paper's in the way, man. You're stocked up.
Yeah, toilet paper is way more important.
Now that there's sails, I could add a little curtain to that.
Oh, you could.
Huh. Man, ideas are coming now.
Yeah.
So, control room. Largest room in the submarine because there's a lot to control. It's somewhat basic. There's not as much as some.
Yes.
What there is, it is fairly manual-ish. Some of the things I simplified. Depth control, I wanted it to be controllable without micromanaging. I wanted everything to be able to be run by one person easily.
That is nice.
So, there are some major simplifications on this side of things. But you can either read the labels and read them off, or you can have me look at each one. Hydrophone here. And when the engine is running, the first 4 contacts are you. So,
so don't shoot at those.
First 3, I think. Yeah, so it'll show on that dial, it'll actually point in the direction. I got it to point directly towards whatever it is. So when the engines are running, it will point directly backwards until you switch it off of those.
Neat.
It is, obviously in World War II, the hydrophone was a passive listening sonar, basically, that they had somebody physically listening to all the time. Usually didn't work too well on the surface, or at all.
Oh.
But it's Stormworks.
Yeah.
So, anyways, radio. I hope it works, but I'm not really sure. And it's only one antenna, so it's you can not transmit and receive at the same time.
Yeah.
But
good to have.
It also houses the PA system, which I'm also not sure if it works, but I tried my best.
Just say it does.
Pretend.
Oh.
It's for role playing.
Yeah.
So periscope.
Oh, nice. Got a nice
full
screen
use
there.
Of the view scope there, and it is
That's
really
awesome.
nice.
You got zoom.
You got your H menu there. You can really take a look at all of those features there. I tried to put the bearings on there just so you didn't get lost of where
that is
you're
nice.
Pointing.
That is a nice feature.
And I'm not good enough to do the radial dial kind of stuff to do all that. I don't know trigonometry, so
no, that's awesome. There we go.
It's actually useful.
Yeah, it's all that matters.
So this, again, bearing, coordinates. The thing doesn't follow you, so I wanted this to be a map that you have to figure out where you are.
That's cool. That's I like that.
That's a little more realistic.
Yeah.
You get your scroll buttons there. Basic. But
that's what you had.
This is a little bit more realism than, and a lot of this stuff I based off of Silent Hunter stuff.
Yeah, I've never.
Silent Hunter 3 specifically is the one that I've played a lot.
Apparently need to play more games because I've not played any of the games that people are building things after.
Why play games when you could play Stormworks?
Exactly.
And build all the things?
This is the conundrum.
So, anyways, the dive control here is, like I said, simplified. You have right here a little ballast setting. That is just at 1, it's positive buoyancy. At 0, it's neutral. At -1, it's negative buoyancy. Again, very simple. It's controlled by this left wheel here. And up and down should control the ballast setting, if I remember correctly. It might be WNS.
Oh, wait. No, it is up and down.
No.
I was doing WNS.
So we'll leave it on 1 for now because neutral buoyancy does make this thing sit very low in the water to where the diesels won't work. So
Yeah.
only do neutral if you're actually wanting to dive.
That makes sense.
And you have the key here for dive control system. I always have this default on just because it behaves better to keep it on the surface and nice and level and trimmed and everything.
Uh-oh.
Lovely alarms.
No, we're not crashing. We're not going to crash today. We might.
Yeah, a crash dive is that term is used when things have gone horribly wrong on the surface, like an aircraft has been spotted and is heading your way with presents for you.
Huh. So nice of them.
Or you just saw a destroyer out of the fog. So the depth gauge, it goes down to the red line is 150. It goes down a little bit farther than that, but real crush depth, calculated crush depth was 150 meters.
Huh.
This is how you control how far down you go. It goes down to like 175, I think I had it at. Got that push to toggle.
There you go.
Here.
Yeah.
Spam E and Q when necessary.
God.
So, piano lessons really help out, man.
That's good.
Oh boy. So, this is your helm. This is where you control the boat from. So, you have to third person the thing if you're going to do it by yourself. But if you want to be realistic and have a commander to relay commands to, you can do that.
That sounds like it would be more fun.
It would be tons more fun to have enough people. Unfortunately, I don't have friends, so.
Oh, yeah.
So, one thing that you'll notice the drive battery dial. That stays at 1 all the time, even under electric power. So I don't know what I did to the drive system, but I have made an infinite generator, and I have broken the laws of thermodynamics in Stormworks again.
It's a happy little accident.
Yeah, it is what it is. Okay, weapon station is right here beside you, and it's...
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, it's very minimal.
Yeah.
So the firing order of the torpedoes, don't fire them without opening the outer doors. That won't end well.
It doesn't sound like it would end well.
And eventually I'm going to add some little lovely indicator lights. But, this thing is one of those internal work in progress. I just decided to put it on the workshop eventually.
Yeah.
So, quality of life note number 2 there. But the firing order is 1, 2, 3 from left to right, like the engines on an aircraft. Alright. And the heaters down here are automatically controlled. You can see them pulsing on and off there. They will keep it at 20 degrees Celsius. And, alright. Engine room. I'm just going to close this door here just to get a better look here. But,
generator.
3x3s, 4 cylinders, direct drive diesel, and some nice generators there.
It's good size.
I want another part of the thing of the RP. I want it to be not so complicated that people can't tell what they're looking at.
Yes.
Immediately, because one of the things of wartime is you got to be able to fix it.
Yeah.
So these are pretty easy to maintain with a welder here. So you can reach most of the things that you need to. Very few things will put you out of commission other than, flooding.
Looks perfect.
So, easy maintain, easy access. We'll start those in a minute.
Yeah. More
Captain's
beds.
quarters, officer's quarters, I should say. Captain on one side, first officer on the other, and not a whole lot to see there. Compressor room, this is all fake, but it looks cool.
It does.
And you got the DNGN valves here.
Let's see.
Does nothing, goes nowhere.
Yep.
That came from Star Trek, by the way. I don't know if you know that.
It's vaguely familiar from a very long time ago.
Yeah, one of those cool set things. Anyways, that's the quick tour.
Awesome.
Of the entire boat here. The batteries and everything else is beneath your feet. can't access them. Physics flutters. I tried to make it as multiplayer friendly as I possibly could, which was not very, because I'm not good at optimizing.
Yeah,
But,
I don't optimize anything. I'm past that point.
But that's, you know, better. It's definitely better with the physics flutters than without on multiplayer. But I still can't do it on most public servers because it drags it down to about 45 ticks per second on the server physics. And some people just don't like that, I guess. All right, so I've got my. By the way, I've got my lovely garb here.
Yeah.
U-boat captain.
I do not.
Yeah, you're. I mean, you're the pilot.
Yeah.
That took us in the harbor here.
Exactly.
Taking us out. Taking words. I'm from Alabama. Grammar is not my thing. All right, so let's close the door so we can get our engine started here. Again, simplicity in some areas.
All you need.
So I'll just throw the generators on. So the pumps, this is a weird artifact of my microcontrollers. At 45 atmospheres, the engines will kick on, because otherwise the starter just bounces there at 2.25 RPS. So they start right up.
Perfect.
And the integral has already run away, so it's going down. RPS there. And the telegraph is pushed to toggle W and S.
That's nav lights. Let's see.
And you can see the nav lights on the outside there. Yeah, how beautiful they are. Just lovely. Thrown on.
Let's see. Let's go full speed. Speed.
So it is slightly faster. Understatement. Slightly faster than the original Type 2. The Type 2, I believe, 14 knots.
Oh, yeah.
Flank speed on the surface. I kind of go by Captain Cockerell's rule of about 20% faster. 20 to 30% faster.
Yeah, that's a good way to go.
It makes things a lot more bearable.
It does. Less hate comments.
So
let's see.
No sync button.
Let's see.
So the depth control here is going to be real fun. It is not the most maneuverable submarine.
Get us away from this island.
Yeah, get us in some nice depth here. So
perfect.
There we go.
Let's see. Yeah, we're at a good 18.5 knots. It's pretty good.
Yeah, so this is a ultra pro tip right here. If you want to go even faster, you go back here and turn off the generators.
Oh. Let's see.
And it bumps you up sometimes.
Sometimes.
This time, it didn't look like it did much. I think it's to do with the integral value gets a little bit whacked out.
Yeah. I just don't even add that anymore.
It can be a pain to deal with.
Yeah, it just
I add very little most of the time, and still not always happy with the result.
Unless you do a Lua PID, it doesn't work at all.
True.
I have learned that. Yeah.
Who's Lua? Never heard of her. No. So, hey, there's 19 knots.
Yeah.
There we go.
Faster.
Real speed right there.
Now, should we dive?
So, wrong. That's the wrong dive control wheel there.
Oh.
Maybe I'll label it inoperative eventually.
Is that your depth?
So just tap. You can tap it down one, and that's periscope depth at 5 meters.
Perfect.
So if you go to this periscope, you can raise it up using the arrow keys.
Let me get in. I think I've already raised it up before. Yep.
I believe you did. So there it is.
That's perfect.
But you can lower it down to where it's not quite visible or somewhat less visible.
There we go.
So
I think we're there.
you know how it goes in rough seas. Sometimes things go weird, so you just gotta dive deeper.
Yeah.
Or just go a little deeper.
To avoid your 10-story waves.
But,
You got the little moving planes.
we can set our neutral buoyancy here.
Yeah.
And we'll go down to, what is it, 5 meters there. Periscope depth. And just cruise around like this for a little while. Top speed right now is 12 knots. Hitting 13, looks like.
Does it slow down underwater? Oh, it switches motors.
Switches to electric, so it's a little bit slower. And I geared the motors and multiplied them down so they don't use very much electricity at all. And like I said, we broke in thermonuclear dynamics and all that fun stuff. Or whatever it is.
Stormwork moments.
Thermodynamics. Thermonuclear dynamics is a little bit different. That's what Tony Stark learned overnight.
Yeah.
Anyways.
It's all interchangeable. It's fine.
I'm not a physicist.
Me neither.
I'm a Stormworks creator.
Yeah, I am Stormworks certified.
I am not a Stormworks artist like some people are. Like you can see in here, you get a few fun little pipes, and that's about all we get for decoration here.
Well, it fits the vibe of it perfectly, especially with the time that these were actually being used.
Yes.
I don't know submarines and U-boats at all, but...
if you get a chance to go on one, like a real-life museum ship, do it.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I've been on a submarine one time, but never a U-boat.
They are very tight. I've been on the USS in Mobile, Alabama. That one is very neat.
I'll have to look that one up. Let's see.
So, that is about all of the systems that you need to know to get this thing to function.
Awesome.
So
we want to check out the torpedoes. Let's see.
You can see pointing directly
there we go.
Towards the propellers.
We know that is not the enemy.
Channel 4 is finally a free channel. Flip switch. So, torpedoes are very simple to work. You simply open the outer doors, which
outer door 1.
You can get an outside view of it as well.
Look at that.
Bow there, you can see it, and the tube will flood there. You can fire it before the tube floods if you like.
Here, do you want to fire it? And I will get into a camera view so we can actually see it fire off.
Let's do it. And if you would like, we can do the whole salvo. Do the whole salvo of all 3.
Oh yeah.
Which
all right.
The middle torpedo tube just opens up the bow there.
Oh, that's awesome! I didn't even see that one there.
So.
Oh, there's a fish. Fire when ready. No, not the fish. Not the helpless fish.
Oh wait. Hey, do we have the hospital boat anywhere nearby?
Oh no, war crimes.
Bummer. That's actually in the workshop description. I was like,
no.
Yeah, you probably are. This is the hospital boat, aren't you? Anyways, I'm one of those people. I like putting weird things like that in my workshop descriptions.
Yeah.
All right.
Little Easter eggs.
Are we ready?
We are indeed ready.
Fire 1. Fire 2.
There we have it.
Fire 3.
Perfect. We can follow it along. Those are nice and small. Follow it until my camera stops.
Very cute little torpedoes. Depth hold, heading hold, medium warhead. Those were my constraints, and I wanted it to be not a demon fast torpedo, but I did want it to be scaled kind of to the speed of the submarine.
Yeah,
somewhat.
That seems pretty perfect.
So, and the faster they are, the easier they are to aim, and I didn't want it to be, laser fast to where it's, boring.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be some skill involved in shooting out those torpedoes at
That's always nice.
some poor merchant ship.
No, only enemies, people.
Enemy merchant ships?
Sure, we'll go with that. Let's see.
So, that is very much the entirety of it here. We can surface and get some nice shots of some diesel
Let's
smoke.
see. There we are. Hear those engines come back up.
And all of that is automatically based on depth.
That's nice.
So it'll
Let's see.
just...
Let's see.
Rev
Can we get
back
up to
up
that
and
hatch
get
on the
going.
very top?
Yes, that is this hatch right here.
Ah, there we
And
go.
there is a lock hatch button as well for all the exterior hatches, so you don't accidentally have intruders.
Unwanted guests.
Oh no,
Let's see.
multiplayer is doing multiplayer things. There we
Uh-oh.
go. I'm up.
Perfect. I like
Oh.
it up here.
Just a little con tower, binoculars, compass,
All the stuff you need.
just where you can get the nice hero shot from the top of the con.
There we
here,
go.
You know? Ship spotted, sir. Shall we dive?
Yes.
All right, sinking ship survival. I think I got this one.
No. God.
Have fun down
There
there.
we go. Yep.
Yeah, I just had to throw that in there just because of the meme of it. You know?
Yeah, you have to.
It does.
There we
This
go.
one does indeed have a sync button. It's just so designed that it surfaces too, so we can come to a nice stop. And
Oh,
if
yeah.
you put it on negative buoyancy, it will eventually sink. Emphasis on eventually.
Eventually.
Oh, yeah, what have we done? What have
Let's
you
see.
done? Yeah, now we're really gonna sink.
Yeah. It looks like it.
We do have neutral buoyancy set, so
It's an
that
in-between.
is not gonna help us out here.
No.
But
Let's see.
yeah, there's definitely some water here.
Awesome. Is that
Yeah,
it?
that's next on the list is Bill
Yeah.
Schultz.
N-
Yes, that is the
awesome.
entirety of this little lovely thing.
So that's super cool. I really love this. There's a lot of really nice detailing there. I love all the hull shape.
And it does kind of have the part we're in right now is kind of pressure hull. There are some parts of it that are either ballast tank or they're just straight up
Oh yeah.
not sealed in a little bit, just to help with balance and all of that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, really cool build. Thanks so much for walking us through it. Is there anything else you want to add?
absolutely, if you like it, subscribe to it. If you don't, then don't.
Yeah.
But,
don't thumbs it down, and
thanks
there will
for-
be a link in the description.
Absolutely. Thanks for letting me show this thing off. I had a lot of fun here, and maybe we'll bring the Viking.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks so much for
Alrighty.
doing this. Really cool build, and we will end it there.
All right.